Hi, my name is Eric Charlton. I am an emotional well-being consultant with Charlton Charlton Associates. I'm also a researcher, and my subject matter expertise is in identity, leadership, and change and happiness. Today's presentation, I'll be talking about dealing with regret. To set the tone, this quote by Jan Cox Spies says, "No pain is unbearable except that of regret." And how often do we have regrets? Well, Daniel Pink, researcher and author of Power of Regret, did extensive research on this particular emotional state, regret. He asked participants whether or not they have had regrets and looking back on their lives. And amazingly, most participants stated that they at least occasionally think about their regrets. In fact, more people think about their regrets than they do flossing. So it is a very common emotional state. We all have experienced regrets. It's nothing to get down on ourselves about, but it's a matter of how do we navigate this emotional state. The research states that our regrets first informs us. It clarifies some of the experiences and the particular regret that we have had throughout our lives, the path we have taken. And it also instructs, gives us a way and a pathway to go forward in our lives, in which direction we would like to take. There are 4 types of regrets: foundational, boldness, moral, and connection regrets. Foundational regrets happen when we choose a particular decision that suits us in the short term, but not necessarily benefits us long term. For example, our health, and also our money, our budget. A lot of people experience regrets not being as healthy as they want to be, and some people experience regrets not saving as much over time that they should have been. Boldness regrets happen when we overlook an experience or opportunity for growth. The statement of boldness starts with, "If only I have taken the risk." Boldness regrets happen when we overlook an opportunity maybe for business, maybe for another expansive opportunity, and we just didn't take advantage of it, didn't seize the opportunity. Moral regrets happen when we do something or make a decision that our conscience says is wrong. Moral regrets start with, "If only I had done the right thing," whether it's bullying, whether it's maybe a matter of infidelity. These moral regrets are sometimes the most impactful regrets that we can have. Connection regrets happen when we fail to seize the opportunity to connect with a loved one, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a parent, whether it's a child. Connection regrets start with, "If only I had reached out." These particular regrets connect with our sense of love and the ability to connect over time. The sources of our regret could be love, tend to our sense of stability. They can adhere to our sense of growth, and also goodness, sense of goodness. The research states that most of us connect with all of these types or sources of regrets. We all want to be loved. We all want a sense of stability. We all want to grow in some kind of way. And we also have a sense of goodness. Most people want to be considered as good. So we have to think about these sources of regret. How do we navigate our emotional states of regret and turn them for a source of good so we don't ruminate on them, so we don't always dwell on them? A lot of times we have been taught that we are not supposed to have regrets or that regrets are not good. Once again, regrets are a human experience. We all have these, And it's a way of how do we use these regrets for a source of good. The first thing we can do is declare and reveal, whether it's writing, possibly writing in a journal, talking to someone. We all need to confide and talk to someone, and we never know when we reveal our regrets how the other person or another group of individuals may connect with that story. The second thing is self-compassion. If you're anything like me, our inner critic voice can be very harsh. The language can be very crude and rude internally. But how do we use our self-compassion as kindness, speaking positive to ourselves, give ourselves encouragement, a pat on the back? One of the things that the research states is kindness is much more beneficial, much more long-lasting than our negative talk. Self-distancing. Some of the things that we can do to help navigate our sense of regret is talking to ourselves in the third person. Another is, what would you tell your best friend in terms of their regret? Lastly, what would you 10 years from now say about your particular regret? A lot of times when we talk to ourselves in the future sense, our regrets will dissipate because you're removing yourself from the immediacy of that regret. So talking to someone, talking to yourself in the third person, self-distancing yourself, moving away, using time heals, and it impacts our sense of navigating the regret that we have. Our regrets reveal what we value. And this quote by Ann Dozier really speaks to the value that we should have in terms of our meaning making of regret. The sacred is that which has value in and of itself and gives meaning to the whole. So think about the regrets that you have. Think about it as common and not as isolated. Think about the regrets that we have that sometimes paralyze us, and think about making a game plan, an action plan to use your regret for good, a roadmap for something bigger and greater. Once again, my name is Eric Charlton, and you have heard the presentation of Dealing with Regret. Thank you.